Ever wondered how vital bacteria are to our existence? We know, it seems unusual to think of bacteria as anything but harmful. Yet, there's a vast microscopic world of beneficial bacteria silently working away to keep our planet functioning. Among these unseen heroes are a group known as Actinomycetes. These prokaryotic organisms share some characteristics with fungi, and are primarily soil dwellers, playing a crucial role in decomposing organic matter in our environment. They're nutritional chameleons too, capable of utilizing a range of organic compounds as their energy source. From the food we eat to the air we breathe, these invisible helpers contribute to our lives in ways we often take for granted. They help in the production of food additives, enzymes, and vitamins. And let's not forget, they're the major source of naturally occurring antibiotics. So the next time you take your medicine, thank these little guys. Now you might be wondering, what exactly are Actinomycetes? Actinomycetes, often mistaken for fungi, are indeed bacteria with some fascinating attributes. These prokaryotes are a part of the bacterial domain but share some traits with fungi, making them a unique blend of both worlds. They are gram-positive, meaning they possess a thick peptidog-lichen layer in their cell wall, a feature that gives them a certain robustness. Their DNA is rich in guanine and cytosine nucleotides, reflected in their high G plus C content. Actinomycetes display a filamentous growth pattern, forming branching networks of hyphae, similar to the mycelium of fungi. This intricate network is not just for show, it plays a significant role in their nutritional versatility. By spreading their hyphae, Actinomycetes can tap into a wide range of organic compounds for carbon and energy. Their habitat is as diverse as their dietary preferences. While they predominantly dwell in soil, they are also comfortable in freshwater and marine environments. Some species are even capable of surviving in oxygen-depleted conditions, displaying an impressive adaptability. The morphology of Actinomycetes is another intriguing aspect. The vegetative body comprises thin, thread-like filaments called hyphae, which stretch within the substrate for nutrient acquisition, forming the substrate mycelium. Some species even grow an aerial mycelium, reaching upwards and producing spores for reproduction. In certain species, the hyphae can fragment into caucoid or rod-shaped forms, adding another layer of complexity to their structure. Actinomycetes are not just static entities, some species possess flagella, allowing them to move. But what's more fascinating is their role as prolific producers of diverse bioactive compounds, including antibiotics. Their contribution to the decomposition of organic matter in the environment is also invaluable, playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of nature. Beyond their physical attributes and environmental roles, Actinomycetes can form symbiotic relationships, interacting beneficially with plants and other organisms. This versatility and adaptability, coupled with their vast metabolic potential, make Actinomycetes a treasure trove of possibilities in various fields. But it's not just their form that's intriguing, it's their functions that make them truly remarkable. From medicine to agriculture, Actinomycetes have us covered. These fascinating organisms have a myriad of applications that touch almost every aspect of our lives. Let's delve into the versatile world of Actinomycetes. In the realm of medicine, Actinomycetes are nothing short of heroes. They are the major source of naturally occurring antibiotics. We're talking about life-saving compounds like streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, and vancomycin. These antibiotics have revolutionized medicine, treating a plethora of bacterial infections and saving countless lives. But their prowess doesn't stop there. In agriculture, some Actinomycetes wear the hat of biofertilizers. They fix atmospheric nitrogen and enhance plant growth, helping us grow more food in a sustainable way. Others produce antifungal compounds that protect our crops from devastating diseases. Then, there's the Actinomycetes superpower of biodegradation. Their ability to break down complex organic matter is vital for the health of our environment, aiding in the bioremediation of contaminated soil and water. In the food industry, certain Actinomycetes step in as the secret ingredient. They're used in the production of food additives, enzymes, vitamins, and even industrial chemicals. In medical research, they're the unsung heroes. Their diverse metabolic capabilities and bioactive compounds are invaluable tools for studying antibiotic resistance, drug discovery, and human health. And we're still discovering the full extent of their potential. Researchers are exploring the Actinomycetes' abilities to develop new antibiotics, anti-tumor agents, and other biopharmaceuticals. The future of Actinomycetes is as promising as it is exciting. The actinomycetes are a diverse group, and not all species possess all these properties. But their unique characteristics and vast metabolic potential make them valuable resources for various applications in medicine, agriculture, and biotechnology. So, next time you think of bacteria, remember the invisible helpers, the actinomycetes, and their vital roles in our world.
Have you ever wondered about the complex life cycle of an organism that can exist in two distinct forms and is a major human pathogen? Today we dive into the world of Chlamydiae, a bacterial phylum with an intriguing story to tell. Firstly, let's unravel the mystery of obligate intracellular parasites. Chlamydiae fall under this category, as they are unable to replicate outside of a host cell. They are essentially biological squatters, taking up residence in various eukaryotic cells, including those of humans. Now meet Chlamydia trachomatis, a species of Chlamydiae that is responsible for a range of human infections. From sexually transmitted infections to ocular and respiratory infections, this bacterium has a wide repertoire. Intriguingly, different serovars or strains of C. trachomatis cause different diseases. Next, we delve into the unique life cycle of Chlamydiae. It begins with an infectious elementary body, or EB, that attaches to and enters a host cell. Once inside, it transforms into a replicative reticulate body, or RB, which multiplies within a vacuole known as the inclusion. The RBs then revert back into EBs, ready to be ejected from the host cell and initiate new infections. So, how does one contract Chlamydiae? These bacteria are primarily transmitted through direct contact with infected secretions, such as genital, ocular, or respiratory secretions. Sexual contact is a common mode of transmission for genital chlamydial infections. Clinical manifestations of Chlamydia trachomatis infections vary widely. Genital infections can often be asymptomatic, but can cause urethritis, cervicitis, pelvic inflammatory disease, and even infertility. Specific serovars of C. trachomatis can cause trachoma, a chronic eye infection. C. pneumoniae, another member of the Chlamydia family, can cause respiratory infections, including pneumonia. Prevention and treatment of chlamydial infections involve safe sexual practices, regular screenings, and education about the risks. Antibiotics such as azithromycin or doxycycline are commonly used for treatment. The impact of Chlamydia trachomatis on public health is significant. It is one of the most common sexually transmitted infections worldwide. Untreated infections can lead to severe complications, including infertility and increased susceptibility to other sexually transmitted infections. Finally, research and vaccine development are ongoing to understand the molecular mechanisms of chlamydial pathogenesis and to develop effective vaccines. The complex life cycle and antigenic variation of Chlamydia trachomatis present significant challenges to vaccine development. In summary, Chlamydiae are obligate intracellular parasites with a complex life cycle and wide-ranging effects on human health. The most well-known species, Chlamydia trachomatis,
Have you ever wondered what makes mycoplasmas unique among bacteria? These fascinating organisms are a group of bacteria that stand out in the microbial world due to their lack of a cell wall, a feature that makes them distinct from almost all other bacteria. Let's delve into the cell structure of these intriguing microbes. You see, the absence of a cell wall in mycoplasmas makes them resistant to antibiotics that target cell wall synthesis. This is a significant characteristic, as it renders many conventional antibiotics ineffective against them. Size is another key aspect of mycoplasmas. These bacteria are among the smallest known free-living organisms, a trait which aids their ability to invade and colonize host tissues. When it comes to their genome, mycoplasmas hold the record for having some of the smallest genomes compared to other bacteria. This compact genetic makeup limits their metabolic capabilities, often making them reliant on their host for certain nutrients. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of mycoplasmas is their pathogenicity. Some members of this group are pathogenic to humans, animals, and plants, causing a range of diseases, from respiratory and urogenital infections to systemic diseases. Mycoplasmas have a knack for colonizing mucosal surfaces in the respiratory and urogenital tracts. They are known to establish chronic infections, partly due to their ability to evade the host immune response. Several diseases are caused by these bacteria. For instance, Mycoplasma pneumonia causes atypical pneumonia in humans, often referred to as walking pneumonia. Mycoplasma genitalium is associated with urogenital infections, including urethritis in men and cervicitis in women. Other species like Mycoplasma hominis and Ureaplasma spp can cause pelvic inflammatory disease in women. In animals, mycoplasmas can cause significant disease. Mycoplasma hypopneumonia causes respiratory disease in pigs, specifically enzootic pneumonia. Mycoplasma gallisepticum affects birds, causing chronic respiratory disease in chickens and infectious sinusitis in turkeys. Mycoplasmas have developed complex control mechanisms to maintain their pathogenicity. They use adhesins to adhere to host cells, facilitating colonization. To evade the host immune system, they employ strategies like antigenic variation and modulation of host immune responses. Some mycoplasmas can even form biofilms, which provide protection against the host immune response and antibiotics. Despite their lack of a cell wall, mycoplasmas are susceptible to certain antibiotics. Understanding antibiotic sensitivity patterns is crucial for effective treatment. There is also ongoing research into developing vaccines against pathogenic mycoplasmas, aiming to stimulate the host immune response and provide protection against infection. In summary, mycoplasmas are unique bacteria with distinctive features such as their lack of a cell wall, small size, and limited genome. They can cause a variety of diseases in humans and animals and have developed complex mechanisms to establish and maintain infections. Though they present challenges due to their resistance to many antibiotics, understanding their unique properties can aid in developing effective strategies for control and treatment. Have you ever wondered what causes some plants to exhibit abnormal growth or discoloration? The answer may lie in the microscopic world of phytoplasmas. These tiny cell-wall-less bacteria, no larger than 1 micron in diameter, are responsible for a plethora of diseases affecting over 700 plant species across the globe. These miniature menaces are obligate parasites, meaning they cannot survive without their host plant. They make their home in the phloem, the lifeblood of the plant responsible for transporting sugars and nutrients. Phytoplasmas are primarily transported by leafhoppers, psyllids, and other sap-sucking insects. Their lack of a cell wall not only makes them resilient against many antibiotics, but also makes their detection and identification a challenge. Their genomes are streamlined and contain only the essential genes needed for their parasitic lifestyle. So how do these tiny invaders manifest their presence? Phytoplasma infections can cause a variety of symptoms, often disrupting the plant's growth, development, and reproduction. Some of the most common diseases include yellows, where leaves turn yellow and stunt due to disruption of sugar transport in the phloem. Witch's broom causes excessive branching and stunted growth, giving the plant a bushy appearance. Stunted growth reduces plant size and yield, while flower virescence turns petals green due to the loss of pigments. Little leaf causes leaves to shrink and become chlorotic, and bunchy top results in shortened internodes and congested growth. The impact of phytoplasma diseases on agriculture can be significant, causing economic losses in crops such as grapes, potatoes, sugarcane, and coconut palms. Management strategies typically focus on reducing populations of insect vectors through insecticides or cultural practices, planting varieties less susceptible to phytoplasma infection, and eliminating infected plants to prevent further spread of the disease. In some cases, antibiotic treatments can be effective, but their use is limited due to the risk of resistance development. In summary, phytoplasmas are microscopic bacteria that live in the phloem of plants and are transported by sap-sucking insects. They cause a wide range of diseases, disrupting growth, development, and reproduction. Managing these diseases focuses on vector control, planting resistant varieties, and eliminating infected plants. Though tiny, these bacteria have a big impact on our world, reminding us that size isn't everything.
Have you ever wondered about the smallest architects of Earth's atmosphere? They're cyanobacteria, and their influence is far greater than their size might suggest. Cyanobacteria, despite being prokaryotic like bacteria, possess a surprisingly complex cell structure compared to their simpler cousins. These aquatic and photosynthetic organisms are encased in a mucilaginous sheath, a gooey layer that provides protection and aids in attachment. Beneath this sheath lies the cell wall, composed of peptidoglycan similar to gram-negative bacteria, but often reinforced with additional layers of polysaccharides. The plasma membrane just inside the cell wall regulates the passage of materials into and out of the cell. Inside the cell, the cytoplasm is a bustling hub of metabolic activity. Here, you'll find the nucleoid, the region containing the single circular chromosome of the cyanobacterium. Scattered throughout the cytoplasm are the thylakoids, flat membranous sacs that house the photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll. These thylakoids carry out the light-dependent reactions of photosynthesis, converting light energy into chemical energy. In some species of cyanobacteria, you'll also find gas vacuoles. These gas-filled structures provide buoyancy, helping the cyanobacteria float in water columns. They may also contain carboxysomes, spherical structures that concentrate CO2 around the enzyme rubisco, enhancing photosynthesis efficiency. In certain nitrogen-depleted conditions, some cyanobacteria form heterocysts, specialized cells with thickened walls that perform nitrogen fixation. They lack thylakoids and depend on the photosynthetic activity of vegetative cells for energy and organic carbon. When conditions get tough, some species form akinets, thick-walled resting cells that can survive harsh environmental conditions like desiccation or nutrient deprivation. These akinets can spring back to life, germinating into vegetative cells when conditions become favorable again. It's worth noting that unlike eukaryotic cells, cyanobacteria lack membrane-bound organelles like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and endoplasmic reticulum. Also, the internal organization of thylakoids can vary between species, forming stacks called grana or single sheets known as lamellae. And despite their microscopic size, cyanobacteria exhibit remarkable morphological diversity, existing as unicellular, filamentous, or colonial forms. Beyond their fascinating structure, cyanobacteria play pivotal roles in many areas. They're a nutritious food source, biofertilizers, water purifiers, producers of biofuels, and even hold potential in medical research. So, to summarize, cyanobacteria are prokaryotic organisms with a complex cell structure. Their outer layers include a mucilaginous sheath, cell wall, and plasma membrane. Internally, they contain a cytoplasm, nucleoid, thylakoids, and in some species, gas vacuoles, carboxysomes, heterocysts, and akinets. Their thylakoids carry out photosynthesis, and some cells can perform nitrogen fixation or survive harsh conditions. Cyanobacteria exhibit a wide variety of forms and have numerous applications in our world. These tiny powerhouses continue to intrigue scientists with their resilience, diversity, and ecological importance, reminding us that even the smallest beings can have a significant impact on our planet.